Good morning, everybody. It's 4:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 30th. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Okay. I noticed this big bump from the 29th. You see this, but it was responded against. Let's see. See what condition the RSI and everything is in. It definitely looks like Litecoin is consolidating. It's consolidating at a $90. And if it consolidates at around the oversold condition, we're looking at going up. Now just remember, EMA has touched but not really have crossed over yet. Our 20 EMA has been below the 50 for quite some time. And they started bringing up these death cross videos. But to tell you the truth, I've noticed over the 2 years that in this market that there's a lot of psychological warfare being used on Bitcoin investors and Litecoin investors. Like, oh, the death cross is coming. They just keep it barely, just make it go over the edge. And then they bring it right back up. It looks like these manipulators, market makers, are just playing with people. You see the 2 blue crosses, we crossed over and crossed under again. The EMA is very close. It already crossed over once. So these perma bears, it's obvious that the market's being rigged to take it out of a bull market and bring it 100% reversal to a bear market. That takes manipulation, that takes money. I mean, the bull euphoria just started, and then these guys pulled the rug from underneath your feet. So it's obviously they're playing with that big Wall Street cheat sheet on everybody. And it looks like it looks like they're probing for the low, the possible low, and it looks like it's $90 because they tried down here to bring it like 80, and it just came right back up, went back up to 90. So 90 looks like where it might step off on the upswing. But again, since the market is so manipulated, it's really hard to tell what actually is going on. And like yesterday, all you people that got that notice, the IRS agent told me, depending on the form, it's just informative to tell you just to make sure you do your taxes right. Let me fix my headphones here. What I'm doing. All bent out of shape. So I had a bro. Don't fall asleep with your headphones on. You see what happens? Okay, that's better. So what we're seeing here is after I spoke to the IRS agent, I'm seeing, massive manipulation. And a lot of people will say, well, you're just imagining that. Math can't be used to prove an imaginary sleight to be real. It's not a delusion. So what we see is manipulation in the virtual world now coming out and affecting the real world. Alright? It's almost like a video game becoming real and affecting the finances of other people on the outside looking in. Now you can see the market maker has his walls posted, 15, 16, 87. 1517.08. Two largest orders in the exposed order book. Let's do the math to see which way the rainbow the manipulators are today. It's very simple to see what this manipulator is doing. Unfortunately, our manipulator also happens to be the market maker. And his whole potential for manipulating relies on the spread that he could generate from his manipulation. Okay, we're $1.14 from the mid-market price, not 40 to 44 cents like they state in the letter of the New York Department of Financial Services. They state 40 to 44 cents for each trade to show that they're making an 88-cent spread. It looks low. So far we have one wall $1.14 away. Now let's see the other wall. $88.53. Now you add these two walls together to get the spread. Now, he's got the 88-cent spread that he claims he has is actually $1.88. Alright? And the reason why Coinbase would say it's 88 cents as opposed to $1.88, it's to cover up that the reason why the market makers manipulating the market is because he's inducing a larger spread by manipulating the prices, and he makes more money per coin. It's that simple. He should be making 88 cents a coin, but in reality, he's making $1.88. Which means if he told the New York Department of Financial Services they're making an 88-cent spread, it's probably a foregone conclusion if he's ripping off the clients that he would lie about his earnings and what he should be paid tax on. It's a funny world out there. I made large purchases myself, so I added to the list all the people to $30,000, the $30,000 people who got the IRS statement, so people have actually large transactions. That's why we got the letter. That should show you how vested I am into all these cryptocurrencies. But I did report my gains and losses. So, I don't know if everybody else did. Honestly, I hope they did. The government could be upsetting because you're paying taxes and they don't do jack squat for you. They don't do anything to make sure that for that tax money that you have the opportunities that you should. They give them away to other people. You pay the tax and then they work on supporting somebody else. You're supposed to be supporting your taxpayer base, not some foreign national who doesn't belong here in the first place. This is why people are going to turn on these political hacks, because they're really not public servants. They're hacks. They're out for themselves, just like this market maker who's manipulating the market. So let's get back to that. Now you can clearly see that he's got a $1.88 spread as opposed to 88 cents. So Mr. Market Maker's probably not reporting all his earnings to the IRS if he's lying to the New York Department of Financial Services. You can follow my train of thought there. Try not to get too excited. Now we're going to see how this price, these walls actually contrive the mid-market price. 91.41, $90.41, I meant to say. and then you add that to the bottom wall price, 88.53. And you simply divide it by 2. That's where we're headed. Now, this is the top wall. This is the bottom wall. If the bottom wall is closer than the top wall, we're going up, right? But now you see when we average them out, that's where we should be. Let's stop and wait a little bit. We've done this so many times before. There you go, it's going up already. Just give it time. Now it takes time because he's got a lot of play in price between those trades. It could bounce around, but eventually it'll hit that 89.47. If you have patience. I've proven this so many times, it's just become comical. So I spoke to the IRS yesterday about this, and they want me to keep them in the loop about this investigation, because now they want to know why everybody lost all its money. And oh, by the way, the IRS is, they're not after you to owe taxes. They're just informing you that you have to make sure you report your earnings. So basically everybody's getting a slide, but they are being warned. Don't fret that it's going down and say, nah, you're wrong. We went through this yesterday. And what happened? It went down and then it went straight up to the price that I calculated. This is very bad, people. This is where a market maker's using his advantage of providing liquidity to help himself to your funds. He triggers stop losses early in the morning. I can show you where he would trigger stop losses. You see this? You see this plunge right here? He had a bonanza of stop losses. Whatever he triggered, it was immediately all brought back up. You see? And what happens when he does that? He gets paid for providing liquidity from this price to this price. So you say $85, $82 to $92 is 10. Whatever he bought or sold, he made $10 a coin off the spread between this sell-off and this buy. So if he triggered your stop loss, you came in and bought back, he made $10 a coin off you. That's how I know he's manipulating. And the reason I know he's manipulating because they basically lied on the New York Department of Financial Services inquiry. They lied. They said an 88-cent spread. It's $1.88. They said that his trades are equidistant. He goes his trades from the mid-market price. They're not equidistant, and they never have been equidistant. And then he says they're putting the price 40 to 44 cents away on both sides, so not to interfere with price. Does this look like 44 to 44 cents to you? Doesn't to me. They lied so they can continue scamming away. And the only person I told the IRS that they should be looking at is this market maker. Because if they lied to a New York State authority about how much they were banging out through the spread, they probably lied to the IRS on the actual earnings from manipulating the market. So this is good. This is going to get, and they turned around and told me We like to be kept in the loop of this investigation. So I have an address, and the letters will be sent there. Now, FinCEN should be calling me today because Coinbase is registered with FINRA in New York. And then once I get talking with the agent, this is economic terrorism. They will not disclose who the market maker is, what country he's from, and he's basically in here robbing everybody. This is a worldwide scheme. This is going to be really bad because what's going to happen is the United States is going to start an investigation, and it's going to be announced. Hey, we found this. We got valid proof. Blah, 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 blah. You don't think the UK, I have subscribers here from the UK. You don't think, hey, look at this, what's going on? We found them out. What's going on with our Coinbase is over here in the UK. What about all the people they stole money over here? And then it's going to spread. Whatever country Coinbase is in, this is going to spread like wildfire. You know, they think it's not going to affect them. Oh, look at his subscribers. They don't realize some of my subscribers, their whole channel in other countries is all my videos. So we could see that he's going to push up the price. Let's see if he moved his walls. 88.53 for the bottom wall. See, it's still 88.53. Let's see here. And the top one was at 90.41. Now, if you load the top one by itself, no, it's still the same. There isn't much activity to move the price up yet. Now, that's why we're not seeing it go up to 89.47, because of the activities at a low. You can see, but look, you don't see anything in the history popping up. So hence that price, the mid-market price, isn't going to move until the traders start trading. Or the traders start getting ripped off, I should say. Every day you trade on this platform, there's highly likely probability that you will get ripped off. 90% of the time. Because they're sending false signals into the market using those two trades. They affect volume, you know. And they can affect the volume by moving those two trades around and give the false appearance that all of a sudden there's buys and stuff. Like if I want to give a false buy indicator in a market maker, it's very easy to do. All you do is bring this closer to the mid-market price, and it creates the illusion that all of a sudden there's large buys out there. You don't realize to check the order book and see exactly what's part of them, and it's usually the largest trade which has no intention of buying anything from the market maker. It's just sending a false signal. You can also send another false signal. This is how he manipulates using their volume and not buying and selling anything. He takes this and pushes it down. It's going to send a false indicator that there's a dump coming in. Meanwhile, he's never intended on selling these coins in the first place. He never does. He never does. The only time I ever seen any of his coins get sold is when he didn't react fast enough to an upswing in the market, and people just started buying like crazy, and they wiped him out before his buyer could take the trades off. Sometimes he'll lose. He'll get it off, but he will lose a couple of hundred to 1,000 coin if he's not fast enough. If his bot doesn't keep up with the market buying spree. So this is very interesting that people who do technical analysis have no clue how to, the old style, you know, reading the order book. And now he moved, you see he moved the price down and there's no market activity. You see how he moved it down? Now look at the price. You just seen him move that down. Now let's see if it's equidistant. Let's catch a liar in a lie. So it's 90.06. So now we're not going to see that original figure. 99 cents. That's not 40 to 44 cents, is it, people? Now he created the artificial sell pressure by moving this closer to the median price. His intention is to bring it down. 88.53. Let me see the other wall. Notice he hasn't moved the other wall. Isn't he supposed to have these both going the same distance away, not to manipulate the market? You just moved the top wall. How come you didn't move the bottom wall? How come the bottom wall is still exactly where it was? 74 cents away. You brought this one closer. Why? Because you want to manipulate the price down. And what happens? Hey, look, the mid-market price went down. Don't tell me these guys are not manipulating the market. If he's supposed to be moving these trades equidistant, both of those trades had to move at the same time. We just watched him bring down the sell side wall, lower in price, effectively lowering the mid-market price. You see right here, changing this figure. Remember, we were looking to see it go to 89.47, but since he dumped that sell wall down, he effectively drove down. You see how he's manipulating the market? Now he moved it up to $90.31 from the 1906. Look what's happening, the price is going up. All of this time while he was doing that, you noticed he did not move the bottom wall like he stated in the New York Department of Financial Services. This market maker is playing everybody for a sucker. Remember our old price, 89.47. Now he moved this from $90.06 to $90.31. Let's see what happened to the bottom wall. Still at $88.53. This is absolutely concludes the whole investigation that the market maker is manipulating the market. He's moving his sell wall at now only his sell wall to affect mid-market price. He stated that he moves both walls at the same time. They're always equidistant. We just watched him move one wall out of his pair of walls to effectively manipulate the price. We just watched it live. So all your technical analysis, let's see now. Now the price is going down. Did he move that top wall? That's how I've learned how the market's manipulated by the market maker, because those are his trades. How do I know those are his trades? New York Department of Financial Services asked Coinbase. Coinbase had to provide the information. When I originally found them, I knew it was one trader. They identified it. Yes, it was one trader, but what was really surprising was that it was the market maker. And what's really surprising is that they lied to the New York Department of Financial Services and said he doesn't manipulate the price because he keeps his trades equidistant. And what did we just see? We see him lowering the top wall in price, pushing the price down, and he did not move his bottom buy wall at all. So he's obviously manipulating the price. I still say anybody that's bold enough to manipulate the price and steal from the clients of Coinbase, that's the people that the IRS needs to go after, because openly rob people on an exchange. I don't see he would have any problem robbing the IRS either. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a foreign national. That's why he has no fear. $90.31, it's $88.53, right? He moved it up a couple of cents, 4 cents. Now look, the price will go up. You see how he's doing this, people? He could lower the price by just lowering the top wall, right? The sell wall, lower the sell wall price, brings down the price. He doesn't even have to touch the buy wall, which tells me he's lying. He's only using these trades to manipulate the market. Then he can move both walls down and really dump the price and set it at a new market level. Like he could take these two, dump it down, and make it trade between $70 and $80 as opposed to $80 to $90, just by simply moving both walls. But if he wants to play in that $80, $90 range, he just moves down the top wall, which he claims he moves both walls at the same time. We just watched him move only one wall, and he never even touched this until now. They're supposed to move at the same time, not separate from each other, and it's supposed to be equidistant, and they're not. It just goes to prove that the market makers manipulating the market, people. I'm surprised this isn't all over the web. You guys got to start to spread this around. This can't be ignored. It cannot be just cast off as some one person out in the wilderness. You know, I'm a large investor. I know what I'm talking about. That's why I got a letter from the IRS. Only the large investors who had over 20K invested in the market are getting the letters, or over. Okay, I'm one of the top investors on Coinbase. And what's Coinbase do? Allows me to be cheated. You think they would give me arbitration since I'm one of their top investors? Out of umpteen million people, I'm part of the 10,000 crowd. You think they would arbitrate with me? That goes to show you these guys are thieves. Thieves. Now remember, 88.53, he rose at 4 cents. Let's see if he rose the top wall now. I'll explain it again to people who just maybe they'll stumble across here if they're trying to figure out how they lost the money. In September of 2017, now I'm not the one that actually discovered this, but I confirmed it. My associate, I worked at JP Morgan Chase, and I worked with him at Citibank. He is trading on here. He noticed he wanted to invest in Litecoin, but this stopped him dead in his tracks. He's seen two trades of the same market size posted on the buy and the sell side, and those two trades were moving and kettling the price, and he caught that. But he said, "Hey, John, take a look at this. You've seen shit like this before. You've been in the business longer than I have. Take a look at this." And lo and behold, those are kettling trades. Kettling trades are designed to keep the market price between them and control the price, letting it go, moving those trades up or down in the price range. You effectively control the price. They're the two largest trades in the exposed order book. Especially on the sell side, he's always the largest trader. You control one side of the market, you control the whole market, but he controls both. You see, down here. This trade's been up here for days too, so I suspect that the market maker has two sets of trades. He wants it to go low, but not that low, if you catch my drift. Alright? So I watched the trades. I went to Coinbase. There was a lot of correspondence between myself and Coinbase, in which I'm one of their largest traders. I'm the top 10,000. It's obvious. I got the letter. So I'm asking them, hey, there's manipulation here, right? We're losing money. This manipulator's ripping everybody off. You guys know this? I'll give you the evidence. Okay, if you have a problem with us, send him to our senior head, John Kocholnak. Here's his email. Send it to the email. Look, guys, this is manipulated. Maybe you guys don't know about this. This guy's ripping people off. He's going to get you in trouble. Hey, dude. You know, like I was checked. You could see the correspondence here. You could follow the trail. Okay? Let's show you where the correspondence is. And you could just click on it and you can read it. I'm all about being open, just to show you how trashy Coinbase is. My camera's stuttering, so I don't want you to miss anything. You can see it right here, the correspondence with Coinbase, where they basically told me they're too busy to prevent crime on the exchange. That's basically, and they add insult. But if you look over here, you'll see the conversations I had with them when I caught the manipulation. This is the case. You can look at it right here. Here is right here. Here's the conversations of me telling them there's manipulation on the exchange. This is my email correspondence with them to the senior investigator telling them there's manipulation. I have the proof. Please accept this file as proof. They will not review the file. You see? Okay, you will not review the file with me to help you guys out. Okay, I want to arbitrate. Of course, this manipulation has caused me losses, so now I want my money back. You got a market maker that's scamming everybody, so I can prove it. Now give me my money back. I sent them 2 letters. They told me where to send the letters. I sent one, it was returned. The second one was received, and it has a Coinbase employee signature on it. So they got the letter. They never responded to me, ever. And the bullshit that you need a lawyer to go to arbitration, that's total bullshit. Because I've been in arbitration before. Arbitration is never done in the courtroom. Matter of fact, there's arbitration societies all over the place that are willing on your behalf for a cut to go and arbitrate on your behalf. But Coinbase will just ignore it. They blow it away like it never happened. Okay? But they don't realize if I got a letter from the IRS, I'm one of the largest investors on their platform. And then you denied me arbitration? So if you treat me that way, what are you going to do to the other over 10,000 that put money in the market less than I have? They're going to totally just piss on you. They pissed on me. So now what's going to happen is that I contacted FINRA, and now I have a legitimate gripe. Now I'm one of the top investors, the top 10,000 investors in Litecoin. That's why I got this Litecoin or whatever on their platform. That's why I got this letter. And what I found, this is what I found. And then when I do the math in front of them, and then I'm going to tell the IRS what's going on with send the copies of the FINRA investigation to the IRS. So effectively now I'm the go-between between FINRA and the IRS. I spoke to the agent yesterday. They want to keep abreast of the whole investigation. Now, if they find out that this manipulator on the IRS side, the FINRA knows that they were manipulating the market and how much they stole, then IRS is going to come into Coinbase and say, we want to know who your market maker is. Once they get the market maker details, they're going to go to the market maker and say, we want to see your taxes, because the people that you work with, Coinbase, are saying that you're making an 88-cent spread, but on the books, the actual order books, you got a $2 spread. We want to look at your taxes because we don't believe you reported all your earnings. And that's how the collapse of Coinbase is going to start. I'm telling you all this right here. I've seen this before. This is how you see the results. This is your drunken friend who tells you, I'm okay to drive. He might make it home 3 or 4 times, but you know what's going to happen. Eventually, what's going to happen. And you might not want to be in that car when it crashes, if you can catch my drift. They're reckless. They're bold because they've been getting away with it. They think they're young, which makes them experience amount part of life. They're feeble-minded. So they think this is not going to end. They think they got it licked. Nobody can do nothing to them. Well, we all know, people of experience knows what's going to happen with that. So obviously you can see now there is manipulation in the books. Coinbase took the active part into covering it up to the New York Department of Financial Services by providing a false statement on behalf of covering up their market maker who's manipulating the market. If Coinbase had any sense, they could have done the same simple math that I did and find out their market maker is lying. Yes, he is manipulating the market. So as far as I'm concerned, Coinbase is just as guilty as their market maker in manipulating the market. And the reason why is they profit off of it. He generates fees. So that's all we have today for today's lesson on how these exchanges need to be more scrutinized. And to honestly tell you, if you want to get the thieves out of this market, like this market maker, somebody's got to go to jail. The assets have to be seized. What's gonna, as I am the guy, the linchpin between these organizations, taking the data from one organization and giving it to another. See, they don't do this, right? I actually should be getting paid for this, to tell you the truth, but I'm doing it for free to protect my own interest, which everybody else should be doing. So I'm going to say it once again, you guys have to come to these guys and start talking to these people and start telling them, hey, look, this is what's going on. Now, I didn't believe it at first until I seen the math calculations run through. You don't have to believe me, but anybody with any sense in business believes numbers. Numbers don't lie. If you have $100 in the till, and the guy that you got working the till comes up short all the time, every time he's working, well, it's not unreasonable to suspect the person who's the one before the money goes missing is at the till is the thief. And in this case, little Johnny Market Maker is at the till, always moving the prices around of his walls, not moving them in at the same time. Synchronicity is supposed to be involved to keep the prices from being affected by his trades. They both have to move 40 to 44 cents away in order not to affect mid-market price. We've seen on just a simple calculator that's as far from the truth as the sun is from Pluto. So to me, look, he lowered the wall down, 88.31. Now we're going red. Remember, it was 88.35. That's how he's manipulating the prices. Let's see the top wall. 90-20. That's been moved too. And none of these walls are equidistant as not to affect mid-market price. Just for them being out of whack of not being equidistant, they are affecting market price. Now the argument isn't intentional. Of course it is. Of course it is. If you construct a lie, if you read that letter, the other letter, they constructed a lie to cover their ass. You see, it's right here. You can look at it here. They lied. So the market is without any doubt is 110% manipulated by the market maker. There is no doubt in my mind. It's simple math proves it. Their statements prove it. They admitted those trades belong to the market maker. They stated he's not affecting the mid-market price by keeping the trades equidistant and only moving them when the market moves. Yet we see them posted as of now. They never are equidistant. They move at will, regardless if there's trading activity in the trade history or not. So it's very easy to figure it out. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure out what they're doing here, especially after they constructed that letter in order to mislead the New York Department of Financial Service of what actually is going on. And if they misled the New York Department of Financial Services, believe me, they misled the IRS too. These guys are the ones that aren't causing the IRS to be inquiring on people, because this is where the money's being made, not with us, not with the biggest investors. And that's it, people. It's very simple. They can't hide this. It's like trying to hide an elephant underneath the rug and then denying it's there. It's just not going to work, Coinbase. Sorry. You did this to yourselves. And that's not to mention the scam that Charlie Lee and Mr. Armstrong did with this Litecoin, which is the same scam that Jordan Belfort and Steve Madden did with Madden stock. It's very easy. They pumped it up on Twitter. Oh, let's put Litecoin on Coinbase here. Let's do it. Meanwhile, there are two executives that worked in the same office, and they're on Twitter. They don't believe in cell phones. Hey, yeah, let's put this on, but let's keep it quiet so people won't accuse us of pumping up the price. And they did exactly opposite to that. So it's coming. It's coming, people. Believe me. This is the IRS inquiry is really nothing to what these guys got coming.